my pleasure to introduce the Venerable Sister Santussikā Bhikkhunī from California. Now, Venerable Santussikā entered monastic life as an Anangarika, 8-precept nun in 2005, and then ordained as a seminary, which is a 10-precept nun in 2010, and then finally a Bhikkhuni, which is 311 rules, in the year 2012, at Dharma Vijaya Buddhist Vihara in Los Angeles. She is trained in large and small communities of nuns, including Amaravati and Chittar's monasteries of the Ajahn Chah tradition in England. So she was born in Illinois in 1954 and grew up on a farm in Indiana. While being a single mother, she received a Bachelor of Science and a Master of Science degree in computer science. She worked as a software designer and developer for 15 years in the Bay Area. Her search for deeper meaning and ways to be of service led her to train as an interfaith minister in a 4-year seminary program that culminated in a Master's of Divinity degree. So she began traveling in Asia in 1999, learning from master teachers, particularly in Thailand. It was these experiences, along with time spent at Abhayagiri Buddhist Monastery in California, that caused her faith to develop to the point of choosing to live and practice as a Theravada nun. Now, although Sister Santussikā cannot be with us live, she has created a video specifically for this event, and now Visitha will play the video.
My name is Santussikā Bhikkhunī. I've been asked to say a few words about my life, the benefits of being a bhikkhuni, and some of the challenges that I've experienced. So I live in the redwood forests in Northern California, in the mountains. We live in a small cabin on about 15 acres with a creek running through it. Our electricity comes from a generator. Our water comes from a spring. We heat the cabin with wood. There's one other bhikkhuni sister who lives here with me. And it's a very simple life. We're focused on living according to the Buddha's teachings, the Dhamma and the Vinaya. And our intention and efforts are towards the realization of Nibbana and for helping as many people as we can along the way. So we teach and people visit, and there are more women planning to come to stay with us. And you might wonder why women in the West, in California, would choose this life. We've all had an education. Before I became a bhikkhuni, I worked in IT. I was a software designer and engineer. And my bhikkhuni sister who lives here was a registered nurse. And all of the women who are coming have good educations and good jobs and really good lives by the standards of the world. But we've realized that the world and nothing in it ever leads to real happiness and satisfaction. That comes from living according to the Dhamma. And the Buddha laid out this beautiful life of monastic life for the benefit of practicing. It's the best container, the best support for developing on the path. So this is what we're doing. And it's beautiful. And there are many benefits for us personally and for everyone that we help. As many people recognize, women may prefer to come to a bhikkhuni to talk about what's going on in her life rather than a bhikkhu, and that's certainly true sometimes. But we also have quite a few men who come to us to seek advice and learn the Dhamma. And I think that they benefit in some way from having a bhikkhuni to talk to support them. When bhikkhunis teach the Dhamma, there's definitely a different flavor to it. People tell us this. They gain something that I think just comes from actually living the life of renunciation and simplicity, as well as being fully immersed in the Buddha's teachings. So it's this message of renunciation and also liberation is something that you don't always hear in some of the more secular teachings that are around. There's a lot of Buddhism in California, and people are trying to use it for all kinds of things in life, but they may miss the opportunity to really understand what the Buddha was about without the renunciation element as part of it. So it's challenging to live in the forest. It's a lot of work. It's challenging to live in community because there's always some effort that needs to go into getting along with each other and living harmoniously. And I'm very happy to say that it's quite been lovely to live together in this way. And those are challenges that are normal, understandable, but that hasn't been the hardest part for me. I think the hardest part has been when being told that I wouldn't be able to become a bhikkhuni, or that 8 precepts are enough. There's no real avenue to be fully admitted to the Sangha. And of course, in the last 20 years, that has not been the case. It took finding really good monks who are willing to help. There are monks who teach us on the Uposatha days. They help with ordinations. They make our ordinations possible. There's one monk who traveled the entire distance across the United States recently during the pandemic to help with a bhikkhuni ordination. And these monks are so dedicated, and they're so good in their vinaya. And this is what really brought all of us to this life, is monks who helped us, who taught us, who exemplified really excellent values and lifestyle, living in the forest practice and in the cities as well, and just being an incredible example in the world. So the challenge of breaking through or moving past this idea that women should not be ordained is something that I think is important to look at, in part because when people become interested in Buddhism here in the West, where women are valued for their contributions as leaders in government and in business and in all kinds of sectors of life, when they hear that women aren't allowed to have the full admission to the Sangha, people think it's a backward religion. And the reality is it's not at all. The Buddha was so much more forward-thinking than any of his contemporaries, and beyond to this day. When women wanted to be ordained, he could have said, okay, 8 precepts are enough, and wear white or pink or something that's not really the Buddhist colors, and that will be fine for you. But he didn't. He didn't do that. He ordained women as bhikkhunis. And he asked the monks to teach the bhikkhunis the Dhamma, all of it. He didn't hold anything back. And he wanted a place for everyone in his sasana. Whether you want to be a layperson or you want to be a monastic, regardless of gender, there's a place for you in the Buddha's Sangha, in the Buddha's assemblies. So it's so wonderful to have the support of these excellent bhikkhus in America and in other parts of the world. And I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart, because this is really the most incredible opportunity.
Thank you very much, Visita, for playing that video, and thank you so much, Sister Santussikā. Now, although she was not able to join us live, she was very kind to record that video just for us and send it to us so that we could play it today. Thank you.